Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic, we are going to be talking about what happens when you lose motivation. Okay, what happens when all of a sudden that drive just extinguishes itself, when that flame burns out for seemingly no reason, when a couple hours ago you were the most motivated person in the world, you were ready to move hell on earth, or you were ready to move mountains to accomplish whatever it was that you needed to do. More so because I was going through this today, and I thought, hey, why not we go ahead and discuss this as a topic, because it is a very important topic that we do need to go over. Now, what is motivation? Motivation is a short-term drive to accomplish your goals. That's really all it is. It's a short-term drive to accomplish your goals. Now, that being said, motivation isn't a staying power. Motivation isn't something that's gonna be around forever. So you have to learn to strategize and plan for what's gonna happen when you lose that motivation. For example, today I had, after a certain point in the day, I just kind of lost all of my motivation. I didn't really get much done. I was kind of in a slump, and it took me up until now for me to actually, refine my sense of purpose, refine, what my goals are and the reasons for those goals, why I want to achieve those goals. So I'm not shooting this video right now because I'm motivated to. I'm shooting this video because it's gotta get done. I'm shooting this video because it needs to be done. That's really it. I mean, if it doesn't get done, then I'm not putting positivity out into the world. Somebody might miss the message, and there it goes. So when motivation leaves, there's one thing it leaves you to depend on if you have it, and that's discipline. Now, discipline is in magnitudes more powerful than motivation. Because like I said, motivation's fleeting. It comes and it goes. You never know when you're gonna have that motivation and when you're not. And I'm not saying when you don't have the motivation to not work 100%. If you have the motivation, put in that extra 10%, go hard, balls to the wall, 110, 120%. That should be the time when you're working in the flow state, so you're able to accomplish as much as you physically and possibly can. So when you have that motivation, use it to the full extent that you possibly can. But when that motivation leaves, you have to fall back on discipline. Now, not everybody has discipline, and discipline is definitely not something you just build overnight. It's something that it takes time, and it takes a concentrated and willful effort. If you have to want it, that's the thing. You have to want it that bad, because it's gonna be very obvious if you don't. It's gonna be very obvious if you just half-ass want something. That's why people only quit their addictions. Drug addicts and people like that only quit their addictions when they want to, not because their family wants them to, not because rehab wants them to. No, they only quit it because they want to, and only if they want to. Some they never end up quitting because they never have that extreme desire to go above and beyond to accomplish whatever it is that is in front of them, whatever adversity, wall, whatever's in front of them. They don't have that drive to get over it, that ambition to overcome any and all obstacles. Now, discipline can be built in many forms, in many different ways. It can be something as simple as, setting habits, good habits, preferably. Setting good habits. Say, you're trying to discipline yourself to, be on your phone less. Well, you might set what I do, I set a screen limit on certain apps, so that whenever that I get close to that screen time or whatever, it's gonna notify me, hey, you're reaching your screen time, so you might want to chill back a little bit, homie. And then once I reach that time, it's it cuts me off. So writing something down. I very much believe in the power of journaling and writing down your current thoughts. Because your current thoughts are going to be way different from your future thoughts thinking about your past thoughts. Because then it's going to get all jumbled up, you're going to misremember things, or you're just going to straight up not remember. And which is most likely going to be the case. So you have to find a way to build discipline within yourself. For me, that way was keeping a time log. That way was journaling. That way was, having conversations with myself each morning and each night before I go to bed. Setting affirmations for myself, telling myself I will do this. This will be done. I am good enough. I am smart enough. I am competent enough to accomplish whatever task is set in front of me. And not only will I go accomplish that task, I will aggressively complete it as efficiently as possible and efficiently as fast as possible. Now, I'm not saying that, you're not ever gonna be in a slump, but discipline is really what helps come through in that golden moment. When you don't want to go to the gym, when you you're on a meal plan, so when you want to eat that bag of M&Ms or whatever, or going back to social media, stuff like that. Discipline is what really kicks in when your brain is telling you, hey, give me some dopamine, do this, but your higher self, your higher conscience, the you that is not a slave to your mental processes, says, no, I am not that chemical release. I am not a slave to that chemical release. I am the master of my own body. I am the captain of the ship in this sea. I am the master of my own fate. So that's really what it boils down to. So motivation, like I said, comes and goes. And when it comes, it's amazing. It's great. It's one of the best highs that there is. Being motivated, being driven, being hungry for a certain goal against a certain task. That is one of the greatest feelings on earth, I feel. Having that intense burning desire and motivation to accomplish, to achieve. And we're all humans. We're not infallible. We all have our highs and our lows. So when those lows come, you gotta have something to fall back on. Because if you don't have something to fall back on, then everything that you built up, whatever, it's gonna come crashing right back down if you don't have the discipline to keep it going. Now, think about this. Think about, my man Jeffrey B, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, all the adversity these guys went through when they were starting up their businesses. When they were, scraping by and shit like that. I guarantee you, there were tons of days they were unmotivated and they're like, oh man, fuck this. But what kept them going was that discipline, because they knew they had a higher purpose. They knew something great was destined for them, as long as they kept putting in that work. And what allowed them to keep putting in that work was that burning desire to succeed and achieve. And to do that, they had to build the discipline to fall back on when that motivation was taken away. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today, was when you lose motivation, it's okay. We all do. I lost it. I'm not even really motivated right now. But that's the perfect reason for me to be doing this video, is to show you that even I'm not motivated right now, but I'm driven and disciplined to go ahead and do the things that I need to do to go ahead and get it out there. And so that's something I just want you to think about. So yeah, that's really why I wanted to do a video on this tonight, so I could preach what I'm saying, or at least live what I preach. And so I maybe I could help, because I know if I'm feeling this, I know there's other people feeling the exact same way. So if I can get this out there and maybe show somebody, hey, it's okay to be unmotivated sometimes. Some of the greatest achievers in human history were unmotivated sometimes. But to keep moving forward, you gotta keep that discipline. And if you don't have that discipline, you gotta build that discipline. I'm definitely gonna be doing videos on how to build discipline later on down the line. So if that resonates with you, then definitely stay tuned, because I'm gonna try to help you out even more. So again, to cap it all off, motivation's not always gonna be there. So you gotta have something to back it up. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.